Hi, I'm working on the table, and this is the top, and the way I have it stacked, let me lift it up and show you the bottom, is these two layers are permanently glued together, but these pieces here are at this moment not glued together. I just have them screwed down. We're gonna take this piece and put it on top of the leg and fasten it to that so I can take it apart, put it back together as I'm sculpting the whole piece. But with that being said, the fact that this is higher than this surface, to put it on the bandsaw, and cut an angle, it would be really difficult because these would catch my bandsaw table. So I put some scrap 3/4 inch plywood with a few small brads, just so that I can now cut it on the saw well. So I'm going to go over to the saw. Before I turn it on, I'm going to show you what's going on here. The table's at about a 10-degree angle. And what I'm looking at is where the blade is to this top edge. So if I can keep it close to the top edge, then the angle will be correct. So actually, I've done this already on this surface here. Now to go here, I can put it on over here, and we'll turn that on and cut from there. So. So even though it's not complete right at this moment, I've gotten a lot of the material off. I'm going to come in here and finish that. And in this case, I'm going to have to go from this way and to that spot there. Now, if there's a spot here that is really hard to get on the bandsaw, hard for me to hold it because I'm a single person in the shop, then I can do this with my saber saw. So we're going to go over to where I have the table set up. So I could do a bit of this just by changing the angle of the base, which I have, and I can cut and get most of that. It's a very, very long blade. It's a little slow process, but not as fast as the bandsaw, but it will work. Now for people who haven't seen an earlier video, this is the piece I'm making right now. And again, because I'm just one person in the shop, I want to keep moving this on top of these legs. So I have here, which I guess could be called like sculptors do mandrels to hold their pieces. So in this case, I'm doing this to hold it slightly higher than these pieces. Right now, it's a lot higher because I have to remove this base piece that I put on with some brad. So I get that out and drop it down. But as you can see over here, I started to bandsaw these parts also. So these are not connected, so I can cut this on the bandsaw, and I'll have a plywood pattern so that this flows into that. And I'll do the same. So right now, these are not together. However, I can glue these and put them together pretty quickly. I have 2 dowels there and a center hole for a very long, large screw. I counterbore up here, and the screw comes through on here. And when I'm ready to glue, I can just put the glue on, drive the screw, and clamp it. But the reason I'm doing it this way is because there will be a lot of taking it apart, working out the form, cutting the wood so that it melts into the base. That's what I'm trying to get. Really seamless melt into the piece. So it's kind of almost like a rhombus. And this is where the fun of the project is. Putting it all together and bandsawing and milling and stuff is a necessary evil, but the fun is to sculpt it to the final form. And looking forward to this being finished.